Ever since I was a kid. The sea's been calling. So, I'm setting out to follow my dreams. I'm gonna be king of the pirates. All great fighters call out their finishing moves.
No, they don't.
Hello everybody, it's your boy the Punk Otaku Scribe here. Just wanted to do a few quick thoughts on something that's going on right now. As of right now, Netflix is doing their Tudum fan event, and what recently came out of it as of today was the trailer for the live-action One Piece adaptation. Many of us anime fans who love One Piece have been anticipating for this trailer to come out. They've been slowly leaking images and castings and, training videos on Instagram and whatnot. They've been giving us little bit by little bit, but no word on a trailer or anything. But today, they gave us a trailer with a release date. And, man, this thing looks really interesting. I think it looks really good. When they were showing the casting for this thing, I thought that the actors themselves looked the part, even outside of the costumes. I thought, okay, that they look good for the role. They look good for the role. They look good for the role. I thought that they all looked really good for the role. And now seeing them in the full regalia, the full costumes, I feel like they were right on the money for that. This looks really fantastic. One thing about this trailer that really caught my eye was Buggy himself. They only show Buggy for a quick second, but it's very creepy. And just from this one instant shot of Buggy here, I am going to make the assumption that they're going to go for a creepy Buggy the Clown. Okay. Now, in the One Piece anime, Buggy was more zany and kind of like he was evil, of course, and a hardcore pirate, but he was zany and loud and whiny. This Buggy, from just a split second that they show of him, I feel the performance is going to be something more akin to something like Bill Skarsgård's Pennywise from the It remakes. That kind of performance where he'll have moments where he's kind of kooky and crazy and laughing, being a clown, but then, he'll stop and be really menacing and stoic and creepy for a split second. Because of the way that they have him framed and the close-up, I feel like they're kind of going for a bit of a horror angle with him, and I think that's really cool. There is quite a bit of CGI in this trailer. Obviously, it's One Piece. How are you going to do One Piece without having a lot of CGI? Unless you're going to do it animated, which we already got that. So, not going to do that route. But there's quite a bit of CGI, and it looks really good. For instance, they have a shot of the monster that took Shanks' arm in this. And what really fascinated me about the way this monster looks is that it looks exactly like it does in the manga and anime in terms of its facial features and its shape and its color and everything. You would expect a live-action adaptation like this to take that creature, if they're going to include it at all, and try to change it into something that is more realistic to something that the animal was going to represent. But I don't think Oda meant for that sea creature to represent any kind of real-world creature. It was just his own original sea creature that he was using, that he had in his manga. And so I thought that was really great that they didn't change that up at all. I think that is really respectable. And honestly, is great fan service too. And then continuing on from the CGI point, or onto the CGI point, we did get a glimpse of the Gum Gum pistol, which I think if we didn't see any Luffy attacks or any attacks from the Straw Hat crew in this trainer, at least a little bit, we wouldn't have been too happy. But we do see a Gum Gum pistol, and it looks really convincing. I had some reservations about a live action One Piece. You know, it's such a grand and big series in scope, and you know, there's so many fantastical elements to it. And yes, while with CGI you can make a lot of magic happen, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to look any good or that it'll be executed well. But from this one shot that we get at the end of the trailer, I think it looks fantastic. What I also really like too is just the tone of the trailer seems to really capture the essence and personality of One Piece a lot. I felt, you know, One Piece is all about camaraderie, family, and friendship, and you know, just overcoming adversity with the people that you care about most right next to you. And it feels like this show is really going to encapsulate that. It doesn't feel like it's going to just go through the numbers of the main, you know, the main plot points of the beginning of One Piece. It really feels like they're going to show some real care to the characters and their chemistry with each other. Now, whether they really go into their backstories too in depth, remains to be seen, because you know, some of those backstories took a lot of episodes to tell, quite a bit. And that's another thing I'm wondering too, is, you know, how far are they going to take this thing? Like, how detailed are they going to get? Because One Piece's length, the anime, its length is actually can be credited to just the overall backstory and lore that Oda throws at us. He doesn't just get to the point of what Luffy and the crew are trying to do whenever they go to an area. He gives us the backstory of that area, the backstory of the characters that are in that island or in that country, and makes us care about them. So what I'm hoping is that this adaptation does the same and makes us care for the people that the Straw Hat crew is going to rescue or find along the way. I do have a lot of hope for this. I'm never one to bemoan a live action anime adaptation to come out. Quite a few have hurt me in the past, as I'm sure they have you that are watching. You know, I understand, but I'm always hopeful that the next one that comes out is gonna be good or serviceable, or hopefully even really great. And I'm excited for this because of that. One Piece is fantastic, and many would call peak fiction. So I can only hope that this adaptation is going to do it justice. But only time will tell come August 21st. Anyway, I've been the Punk Otaku Scribe, and I'll see you in the next one.